I was staring at it, just trying to figure out what the heck this thing was, when it felt like I was being pulled inside by some sort of tractor beam. Once inside, I looked around, and the ship looked like it was made of light, but it was a lot bigger on the inside, which kind of reminds me. Anybody who's ever watched Doctor Who, everybody always says, "Oh, it's bigger on the inside." So there you go. It looked about as big as a football stadium inside that ship once I was in there. Now, I was just marveling. I didn't know what the heck to do, what happened. I'm just staring around, and all around the ship there was these blobs that were blobs of viscous light that were moving about, doing things. I couldn't tell what. They shifted shape, kind of like viscous lava. So I really don't know if they have an inherent shape other than what I just described to you. When I was approached by one of these viscous blobs who suddenly noticed me, he went right to the point. And I don't know whether it was a he or she. I say he because why not? I can't think of anything else. And anyway, he said, "You do not belong here." I responded, "You're the one who pulled me in. Why are you blaming me? I was minding my own business." The alien then responded, "We are collecting life radiation for our civilization. You were collected by mistake." And the word "collected" was probably the closest English word that came to me when these thoughts poured into my brain. And I said, "Well, then excuse you. I was just minding my business hovering above the earth." The alien then said, "You are not permitted to occupy this sector of our space. Leave immediately." Well, I thought about that for a second. First of all, their space? How is it their space? The earth is my home. And who does he think he is telling me to leave immediately? Leave where? I said, "I live here. I'm not going anywhere." He considered this response, and he just kind of shifted in form back and forth. Another blob came over, and they seemed to be communicating with one another. At least that was the impression that I got. It then returned to me and responded very well. "We didn't know you were of this planet. You may stay," which I thought was awful kind of them, allowing me to stay on my home planet. If you're thinking I sounded a little sarcastic, I tend to get sarcastic in situations where I'm either amused or I'm stressed out. I was more stressed out than I was amused, so sarcasm is kind of my default position. So I said, "Thanks." But then my curiosity took over. I asked, "Where are you from? What do you do with this life energy radiation?" Because I could see the ship appeared semi-solid, but I could see through the side of the ship, and I could see this flowing energy that was being collected from all around the earth, like many spider filaments, and it was all feeding into the bottom part of this egg ship. The alien responded, "Our origins are secret. We need the life energy radiation to optimize our civilization." I then said, "Can you expand on that cryptic answer?" The alien said, "We will show you once the collection is complete, if you wish. However, you must never share this information, or you will be disciplined." I said, "I understand," although I was already secretly thinking about how I would share it. I'm going to end it here, because this is kind of a test. This may never air. But if it does, let's hope it's not the last one I post. If I get away with this, then I may feel bold enough to tell you what I saw going through that wormhole. Once again, most of you understand what loosh is. If not, you can look at my episode on loosh. I'll probably put a link. I'll pin it in the top of the description. But real briefly, for anyone who doesn't know what it is, loosh was an energy that Robert Monroe talked about, that he observed that an alien race was collecting. And he called it loosh, so why not? And this life energy radiation was going to some other alien civilization. And he even said that this alien civilization had purposely done things to purify the loosh radiation, which occurs when human beings experience life. Joy is one of the ways, suffering is another way that loosh is generated, and they then collect it. So like a gardener, like somebody who raises cattle, there's constant ideas about breeding and how you can perfect the species of plant or animal so that it works better for your purposes. We humans are very familiar with that process. We're probably just not as familiar with it being done to us. So that's loosh. I'm going to end it here, and let's hope that there's more to come. If all of a sudden I disappear, well, then you know that I'm probably being gnawed on by some fishes in the middle of the Pacific, but I'm kind of hoping that doesn't happen. Okay, if you like that episode, please hit the like button, share it with those of like mind, subscribe if you haven't already, and 85% of you have subscribed, so I mean, I couldn't be happier, really. Make sure that bell is solid so that you get all the notifications on Wednesday and Sunday, or Saturday, sorry, when the new episodes are posted. Leave your questions and comments. I will answer them to the best or the smartest of my ability, based on the sensitivity of this issue. This is still just a test project. But hey, as always, this is Rick, and I hope to continue seeing you on the Astral Plane.